It's time for the Panic Chamber. That's right. We're back again for another episode of the Panic Chamber. Your boy Smitty is here to discuss who you need to avoid in 2023, or maybe players that are being talked about as avoids. Maybe we don't feel that way. Maybe we like some of the people in the Panic Chamber. We're breaking down the Panic Chamber off-season end of March edition, the Fantasy Football Show. It begins right now.
FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? You're watching the Panic Chamber end of March edition, where we've got, where's my music? Hold on, I gotta, here we go. Boom. We're going to talk about some players that this might make some people uncomfortable. We got a lot of Niners in this discussion. We've got a lot of players that we have some concerns for. Where's my music again? Let's try this one more time. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna get into this right now. This is not right. Where's the door opening? Oh, the Bruce. Remember the Bruce? The Bruce is no longer in the Panic Chamber. We got to take him out of there. Let's talk about Deebo Samuel. Let's go quarterback first. Let's go quarterback. We're not going to spend too much time on this because I've beat a dead horse in this topic, but Trey Lance is set up for failure. He's set up for failure. I don't think it's a situation that anybody can trust, whether it's Brock Purdy, whether it's Trey Lance. This quarterback room is continuously getting injured, and some of it is relating to scheme, offensive line, all kinds of stuff. This is the best team top to bottom, the 49ers. Defense, offense, and they don't have a consistent quarterback situation. Now, maybe Brock Purdy comes back from his injury in week 4 or week 5, because there's a shot he comes back in week 1 or 2. I highly doubt it. They want to take precautions to make sure Brock Purdy's healthy. But even if he comes back week 4 or 5, we don't know what that's going to look like. Sam Darnold is now being rumored to be in a position to share reps with Trey Lance and potentially compete for the starting job in 2023 out the gate as Brock Purdy heals up. This is not a good situation for Trey Lance believers. This is not a good situation for people that are banking on consistency at the quarterback position in San Francisco. This is a tough situation. Trey Lance should get traded. I hope they trade Trey Lance out of San Francisco and give him a shot, because he's set up for failure in San Francisco. They literally, the words coming out of John Lynch's mouth were, hey, let's see here. Ron Navy dropping a $20 wad on screen. Ron, appreciate that. Let me see if I can find some dollar bills, Ron. I don't have the money, the battery. I didn't get a battery last night for the Rainmaker, so I'm gonna have to throw this in the air for you today. But the battery should be delivered by tomorrow's show. Thank you, Ron Navy, for the $20 hauler. Let me throw that one more time. Ron Navy making it rain. $20 hauler from Ron. Appreciate you, Ron. Trey Lance is total panic chamber material. And we even have Deebo Samuel on this list, partly because of this quarterback situation, but partly because I also just worry about him being run into the ground. I worry about all these players being abused by this man, Kyle Shanahan, which I know pisses off a lot of people that love Kyle Shanahan, but this is a situation I want nothing to do with in 2023 in terms of Trey Lance and the quarterback spots. Now, do I draft Deebo Samuel? I do. Do I feel great about it? No. Every time I draft him, I complain, and I say to myself, I don't know that I trust this situation. It also looks like he's putting on some LBs, and he's like, he could get that shaken off by the start of the season. I'm not saying that, but this is a thick dude that is running up the gut and running too many times for my liking. And this is a wide back. Not a running back. We'll get to Deebo in a second, but Trey Lance is 100% in the panic chamber, and I hate to say that because I'm a big Trey supporter. I like Trey Lance a lot. I really do hope that Trey Lance is going to be, something special at the NFL level. But how is he going to be in San Francisco? And the quarterback inconsistency concerns me with Deebo, because Deebo Deebo's role fluctuates based on the quarterback situation. With Jimmy G back under center, he did great because he was essentially everything went through Deebo Samuel. It had nothing to do with Jimmy G. Like people say, oh, Deebo did good with Jimmy G. It wasn't that. It was that Shanahan didn't trust Jimmy G, and Jimmy G can't facilitate the football down the field. So it's like, okay, if without a quarterback that can move the football appropriately, we've got to construct our offense around Deebo Samuel. With Brock Purdy or Trey Lance under center, Deebo becomes more inconsistent because you're not going to be feeding him the same way every time. He'll have one game where he isn't utilized, and he'll have another game where he rips off a 70-yard touchdown. I like Deebo Samuel. I do. I feel like Deebo Samuel is very, very solid and capable of outscoring anybody. Smitty, are you opening up the phone line today? Yes, I will. I will. So hang tight, Sonny. The phone lines will be open shortly. This won't be a big, long Panic Chamber episode. This is just focus on these guys here. But Deebo Samuel, I'd rather have Christian Watson. I'm not saying I'll draft Christian Watson over Deebo. You don't need to. Christian Watson's going around 4. But if I'm sitting there at the top of 3, and I think I can get Watson in London in 4 and 5, I'd rather go 0 wide receiver through rounds 1, 2, and 3. Avoid taking Deebo and getting Watson in London in rounds 4 and 5 and having the most underrated wide receiver room in my league because I waited until round 4 and 5. I'm panicking on all these guys. Absolutely. I mean, I think I'm bringing up a very, very questionable group, and I don't think anybody should have. They shouldn't be. You guys shouldn't feel bad about doubting Deebo Samuel. It's not that you're doubting Deebo Samuel's ability. You're doubting his situation, and you're doubting his ability to stay healthy in this offense where they literally abuse him. I just have a bad feeling. You could call some of this gut instinct, and you could say, who cares about somebody's gut instinct? Well, that's fine. That's fine. I get it. But my gut tells me that Deebo is a concern this year at his top of round 3 ADP. It's like one of those things where I see the value, physical, the skill set wise. I feel like Deebo's a steal at the top of round 3 if you're trying to like compare skill sets. He's an amazing player, but his situation's very cloudy. We don't know who's going to be quarterbacking. There's going to be a rotation at quarterback. Whether we like it or not, there will be a rotation of quarterbacks going on in San Francisco. Whether it's just one swap out, there will be a swap out. I'm going to go ahead and avoid Deebo Samuel in most contexts in 2023. And that's going to piss off some Niner people, but you need to read between the lines and understand what it is I'm exactly saying. Okay. Joe Mixon, this guy could get released. And he might stay. They may stay. They may restructure him. But if he stays, they're bringing in somebody else because they don't trust him fully moving forward. He's falling off. He showed decline. He's been run into the ground. The poor guy, in one sense, I say that not from a personal perspective or how he carries himself off the field, but from a football player perspective. This poor guy's been run into the ground waiting for the Bengals to get good. And right when the Bengals are amazing, he's at the back end of his career. You know, it's unfortunate for Joe Mixon, but he's at the back end of his career, and he's a very, very big likely release candidate. And not only will they cut him or likely to cut him and bring in young blood, even if it's a Sean Tucker, a Tank Bigsby, someone like that, or trading for a Derrick Henry, trading for an Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is a very, very, possible reality for the Cincinnati Bengals, giving up a second rounder. Mixon's on his potential way out no matter what, whether it's a year early that we call this and he ends up not getting released, doesn't matter. Stay away from this man. Stay away from this man. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't even trust him if he gets released. If he gets released, he's probably not finding a solidified by himself landing spot where he's the lone starter. He's not. He's going to go into a much cloudier situation. His best chance of producing in 2023 is to stay put, the Bengals not to go after an Eckler or Henry, and they wouldn't if they kept Mixon. But they're bringing in Sean Tucker. They're bringing in a running back, even a Deuce Vaughn. Who knows who it's going to be? Kareem Hunt. I could see the Bengals bringing in Kareem Hunt, signing Kareem Hunt, Mixon. Imagine those two night on the town. This is not a safe player to own in 2023, even if he's the starter. Even if things turn out for the better for him. He's a risky guy to own in 2023. Lamar Jackson's in the panic chamber. This is one of those players where I'm going to close the door on him. Sorry, I just had a whole bowl full of Doritos. My fasting eating window opened up because I'm doing that intermittent fasting, and I just scarfed down a whole bowl of Doritos. Going to the Suns game in a like an hour and a half, and so I'm gonna eat a bunch there too as well. I'm so excited to get to the Suns game. Durant's back. I'm pumped. Lamar Jackson is in the panic chamber 100%, and to not spoil it, I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna close the door on Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna put him in. Doesn't mean that I don't like him in certain contexts. It doesn't mean I don't go after him in certain situations. He is a total avoid in Baltimore. He's a total avoid in Tennessee, in my opinion, unless they keep Derrick Henry and trade for Hopkins or do some sort of like, we're going to reload and win now. Then I reevaluate. Then I step back and I say to myself, okay, this is a whole different, recalibration here that I need to do. But right now, Tennessee, Baltimore, I'm out. Total bust candidate for me. I've called Lamar Jackson a bust candidate for 3 straight years. And for 3 straight years, I've been correct. Why? Situation. Why? The team not supporting him. If he goes somewhere else, I don't care. Like, I'm keeping my eye on Lamar. I'm not going to necessarily invest in him now without knowing his landing spot. It's looking pretty bleak right now. We've got Indy and New England. And New England probably, according to reports, is leaning out. Even though Kraft said Monday he'd be interested if Bill Belichick wanted him. So Bill's probably staying quiet on this. I still think New England's in play. If Indianapolis and New England are out, it's bleak. Like, where's Lamar going to go? He's going back to Baltimore, where he's a complete and utter bust because they don't support him. So until he finds a new home, he's in the panic chamber. He has to be. And in turn, that means that Mark Andrews is also in the panic chamber, and we're going to close the doors on him. Because if Lamar isn't there, what's he going to do? How's he going to survive? And if Lamar goes back and gets injured, and we don't, I think I like Mark Andrews a little more with Lamar in Baltimore, and I don't like Mark Andrews all that much at all if Lamar's out of Baltimore. So this is one of those like wires are crossed situations where we're rooting for Lamar to stay and bust in Baltimore so that Andrews can at least be a monster for a while. But if Lamar leaves and gets freed and he gets to go be a better quarterback somewhere else where he's supported, then Andrews falls apart. I mean, maybe he does good enough, and I like him as like a 4 or 5 tight end. Like, he's got top 5 upside still, but am I going to spend draft capital anywhere or near or around his old value? No. So with an open mind and keeping an eye on Andrews by way of where Lamar goes, I'm still eyeballing Andrews, but that doesn't make him safe. That doesn't make him safe. So let's head over to the phone lines now. Actually, briefly, if you want to be an Instagram voicemail leaver on the daily here on the show, all you got to do is go to my Instagram, click on that subscribe button on my profile, and for $4.99 a month, cancel anytime, you can leave me daily voicemails like this voicemail from Kenny P.
Hey, Smitty, I got a bit of a rebuilding team. I just traded Deebo Samuel for Devontae Smith. Just wondering your opinion of that move.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Talent-wise, I understand why somebody would like Deebo Samuel. Talent-wise, I get it. And talent-wise, I agree. Deebo's one of the most gifted wide receivers in the National Football League, and he's a very strange combination of talents. But this is not a situation where I feel like it's going to work out well for Deebo, because there's a lot of change going on, and there's a lot of uncertainty going on, and there's a lot of what's his role really going to be. And even last year, he would come and go. He would come and go. He had a pretty down year, considering he'd come and go because he would be utilized one week and not the other. He's no longer needed in the capacity he was being used when incompetent Jimmy G was under center and couldn't do anything else but throw little short passes to Deebo on the line of scrimmage so Deebo could go make Jimmy G's numbers look solid. So without that desire or necessity of Deebo to be essentially the playmaker from the line of scrimmage on, he's going to be inconsistent. And Devontae Smith, I love Devontae Smith. So I, Smitty, approved that trade all day long because I love my boy. Kenny, you're in here, so I'm not going to leave that message for you, but I appreciate it. This one's from Johnny Edwards, and I'm gonna hold down the record button and leave a response for Johnny.
What's up, Smitty? There's two players I'd like to get your thoughts on. One is McLaren, and the other one is Brian Robinson. Thanks, Smitty. Have a blessed day.
Appreciate you, Johnny. Number one, a McLaren's a vehicle. I like it. Little expensive, little pricey, but definitely amazing. The receiver, McLaurin, we like this guy, McLaurin, but he has no quarterback situation yet. Maybe Sam Howell shocks the world. There's that possibility. But if he doesn't shock the world, McLaurin's held back by his environment. He's a victim of circumstance, and he's much like DJ Moore. Whatever DJ Moore was in the past, thank you, Kenny. Whatever DJ Moore was in the past to you, that's where you need to value McLaurin. He is DJ Moore. He is in a top 10 to 12 wide receiver trapped in a situation that makes it hard pressed for him to produce top 10 to 12 numbers. And if his quarterback situation ever changes or he gets out of Washington, look out, because it's a top 10 wide receiver hiding. But he's a low-end wide receiver too in fantasy football 2023 and beyond until he gets his quarterback situation. Johnny, appreciate you. I'm going to tag you here. I left that voice message for you as well. Thank you so much for leaving that and participating in the voicemail dropping here on the channel. I've got nobody else asking questions in voicemail group 2 and voicemail group number 231. Yeah, so we're all caught up on the voicemails. Phone lines are open. Let's go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, Frankie?
Yeah, I'm calling to talk about Rashad White.
Okay, Rashad White, let's do it.
The late value on him. If nobody, like you said, if he beats the draft.
Yeah, so I know you've been asking about this a ton, and I appreciate that. I love your passion for it. Okay, so don't think I'm saying that in a negative way. But this guy Frankie's leaving message after message in the comments and videos. Talk about Rashad White. I love Rashad White. I love that Frankie's just dying for content. Frankie, I love it. Rashad White. Look, here's the thing. This was a Moon Man last year, okay? This was a Moon Man last year. I had him on the Moon Man list for a reason, right? I like him. He's amazing. He's a talented kid. He was in a good situation. Right now, he's in a maybe it's better than we think situation. Maybe it's actually going to be bad. We don't really fully know what we're dealing with his situation. Kind of like with Deebo, there's a lot of moving parts involved, my guy. And you've got Kareem Hunt lingering out there. Kareem Hunt's the best running back free agent available. And some might say Kareem Hunt's done. That's fine. That's preference. That's an opinion. I don't really know what to make of Kareem Hunt either, but I think he's still the best option out there in the running back free agent pool. So you got to escape that. He's a threat to anybody right now. Kareem Hunt could come in and rain and pee on anyone's parade. But do I think that'll happen? I don't know. I probably don't think that's the likely landing spot, but you never know. And if they walk into this 2023 NFL draft wanting to get a workhorse running back, and we've heard some speculation that if Bijan was there at the number, what pick does Tampa have? 19, and that's a possibility. They could go Bijan, and I don't love that location, but they could. In the second round, they could go for a bruising workhorse. I don't know that they see Rashad White as a between the tackles first and second down guy. I would hope they would give him a shot because I think Rashad White is phenomenal. But there's a lot of obstacles here, and until he escapes the NFL draft and free agency, I can't condone as much as I want to because he was a moon man last year, I can't condone like running back 2 value yet. This is and to your point earlier,
Yeah,
Frankie.
you were high on him last year.
Yeah, to your point, and why was I high on him? Because he's free. You know, to your point though, Frankie, he's still a good value. Like he's still going very late. So there's no risk involved, but does he win you a league yet? I don't know. Could he win you a league? Certainly. And this is one of the best receiving backs in the draft class, bro. His rookie year. By far and away. He's my number 1 ranked receiving back, talent-wise. And if they throw to him more, sky's the limit. This is one of the more elusive guys that when he catches a ball, he'll turn a 5 or 6 yard reception into 12 because he's so amazing at slipping and navigating those receiving pockets, bro, in the defense. He's unbelievable. I love him. I just don't know if Tampa loves him. I don't know. I honestly don't get a vibe one way or the other. We're just kind of waiting for the draft to speak volumes. Do they draft somebody because they don't believe he's a 3-down back? Or do they bring in Kareem Hunt because they don't think he's a 3-down back? Or do they draft some kind of mediocre talent and Rachaad White runs this guy into the ground and says, this is my job, get out of the way? I love him, bro. I love Rachaad White. I want you to know that. But we're in a holding pattern.
And Todd Bowles is taking over the offense, right? The play calling.
I believe so, yeah.
Does he usually use a committee? Or I think he usually goes with one guy, usually.
I don't know that I have enough evidence to support one way or the other. Let me see if there's any Rachaad White news real quickly and see what's cooking.
Because if you combine Fournette's what he did and Rachaad White, you got an RB1 there,
yeah.
Right?
I mean, you do. So Leonard Fournette being released is both good and bad. This is similar to Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott being released on June 1, he's not even released yet. It makes for a problematic situation that people don't see coming. Like, could Tony Pollard escape the NFL draft and Kareem Hunt? Yeah, he could. And if he does, guess what? Tony Pollard he's not only headed to the moon, Frankie. We might just send this man to Jupiter. Like this guy, Tony Pollard could be a top 1 to 5 running back. He really, really could be. It would not shock me in the slightest if he was the number 1 overall running back at the end of the year. If Tony Pollard is fed. But Zeke Elliott was a shell of himself, and for him to stay, it was better than opening up this big vacancy and saying, well, Pollard got hurt last year. And that's what you're going to have Jerry saying and McCarthy. He got hurt last year. We don't want to run the wheels off him. And that's true to an extent. You definitely don't want to give him 22 carries a game. But who are they going to put in there? Is it going to be Malik? Are they going to trust in this guy that I think's already proven himself? But are they going to say, we're going to bring in a bruiser? And that's okay if the bruiser is not a big deal. But if it's Kareem Hunt, and some might say he's not a big deal anymore, that's a big threat to Pollard's ability to get what we want him to get. But we don't want Pollard running 22 times a game. Circling back, Leonard Fournette's very similar to Rachaad White as Zeke was to Pollard walking into this season. Leonard Fournette, not too concerned about him. Am I glad he was released? Not for himself. I hope he finds a job. I never want anybody to get fired or lose their job. Or I'm always about a person getting there. So everyone thinks I hate Fournette. I don't hate Fournette. But he's not a guy I trust in fantasy. I'm partly excited he's gone because now Rachaad White's got an open door. But how do they fill the hole? We don't know. Until we know, we just have to hold and be patient and pick Rachaad White in safe spots as we wait.
Great, because obviously he would be my RB2. I'm just trying to see if he would maybe fit in there.
It's a dangerous proposition for your RB2, but it could reward you. Who's your running back 3? What are your backup plans if Rachaad White isn't dropping RB2 numbers?
I hope Ramondre's there for my RB2. I'd like Ramondre Stevenson.
You'd be good. I wouldn't draft Rachaad White as your RB2. I think he's a flex He's a home run flex play. He's where you.
Yeah, right now he's like 0 risk. He's like going.
Yeah.
I've seen him going in like the 10th round.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
At
okay.
the earliest.
But if it's between like, if it's between, Charbonnet or Javonte, and you're talking about Rachaad White climbing into that territory, I don't know that I'm there yet, but I do love him in the 10 round range. Double digit rounds, no problem at all, bro. Like, even if, let's say, they bring in a Kareem Hunt, Rachaad White's not getting replaced. His PPR third down role is still going to be there no matter what. So, like, he's going to earn you, even if the worst case scenario plays out, he's going to earn you your 10th round value. Like, he'll get that. He'll for sure get that. The question is, can he be a league winner? We just have to wait.
Charbonnet, I watched the tape on him, man. That's one guy that no matter where he goes, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, Charbonnet is unbelievable. Ron, what's your take on Rachaad White?
Actually, I mean, basically got to see what he can do this year. I mean, hopefully he gets more of a starter role where he's getting a lot of volume. And I think if that happens, his upside is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, two touchdowns receiving, 290 receiving yards, 50 receptions. That's a really, really decent wide receiver season for a running back that is sharing the role. 481 on the ground, 3.7 yards a carry, not good. But that wasn't really on him as much as, the offensive line was in shambles. One rushing touchdown, one 100-yard game. My concern, I guess, also additionally, is that the offense isn't going to be as good as we want it to be. This is a team that's going to be 3 and out a lot. I don't believe in Baker Mayfield. I think Trask is eventually in there. If Baker starts week 1, Trask is in there. This is a team that has at least 2 starting quarterbacks on the year. And so Rachaad White, is he going to average more than 4 yards per carry if he's lucky? Probably not. Is Rachaad White going to be thrown to a lot as the team's down and trying to come back from behind in the third and fourth quarter? Yeah, and that's where I think Rachaad White could still be successful in a bad offense, but I don't know that I trust Tampa to have a good offense at all or a good season. So there's that negative aspect too, right? Rachaad White probably could survive some of that, like I said, if they're throwing a lot in the third and fourth quarter. But ultimately, a player that plays on a bad offense. You what?
Or there could be a lot of dump offs too, because of the experienced quarterback.
Yeah. But I believe at the end of the day, you want your player in a good offense, not a bad offense. As much as there's ways for a player to do well in that situation, you're gonna have to. Can you mute till that goes away? That sound is blaring out. No, it's right. Just hang tight, mute real quick, and then Ron, I don't know. On the panic chamber, guys, what are you thinking on Deebo Samuel this year? I really, really like him skill set wise, like I explained, but don't you feel like this Niner quarterback situation is a mess? Don't you feel like it's probably going to continue to be a mess? And the fact that Shanahan's always botching the quarterback position to begin with, it just feels like Deebo's in a inconsistent world where you don't even know what his role is anymore. Or do you feel differently about Deebo?
I think they're going to be struggling because of it's not good for the locker room. Shanahan's a mess, so he makes his locker room a mess because he doesn't like Lance. So he's pretty much tearing the locker room apart, and that's going to be shown on the field. So I'm not looking at San Francisco's offense being that awesome.
You know what's crazy about the Niner offense is like it's like having the best rims in the world on a car, having the best sound system, the best interior, the best paint job, the best engine, the best everything, the best gas mileage, the best acceleration, everything about this vehicle is phenomenal, top to bottom. And then you have these little tires, you know. And I'm not saying Purdy didn't prove that he could be actually that guy. He could be, but the problem is he's coming back from a total UCL tear. Even if we want to pretend like he's going to just march back in with the same old attitude and grit, it could be a very bad year for him. It could be a struggle bus year. I know that everyone wants to pretend that Purdy's just going to walk in week 4 and start slinging it around. And it certainly could be the case, but he could also go back, drop back, get hit one time and re-injure it, because there's no way that thing's going to be 100%. He's going to be susceptible to a re-tear. He's going to be susceptible to just having not as good an arm strength. It's probably going to take him a full year of playing on it to get to a part where, you know, he feels like, okay, now this is back to normal, and now I got to kind of improve and mature my game like I should have been. I just feel like Deebo had with Jimmy. The one thing you could say about Jimmy that wasn't necessarily good about Jimmy, but it was good about the offense. When Jimmy was in there, Shanahan didn't trust him, and so Jimmy became essentially the quarterback. Like, you could look at it that way, because it was like transfer of the football. Hike, Deebo take it, and Deebo would run. That's gone now. Deebo, and if you look at Deebo's game log, I mean, Deebo had a very inconsistent season. And there are a lot of people that were like, God, I'm out on Deebo next year. I can't handle this anymore. But Deebo Samuel had 632 yards receiving and 2 receiving touchdowns in 2023. Now, granted, he still had the 3 rushing touchdowns and the 232 on the ground. And you got to think he's going to get about 30 to 40 rushes again this year. But those are dangerous for him. And he's a bigger guy. He's carrying around a lot of weight. He's a thick dude. And getting hit over and over and over is going to potentially lead to injury. He got hurt last year. There was a real significant scare with his knee. And he's carrying all that weight on his knees. Guys that are, when you say, God, that guy's got to drop a few, and they're carrying that around and they're running as aggressively as he is, you're very susceptible to knee injuries. Call this a gut instinct. You can tear down a gut instinct all you want, but knee concerns for Deebo in 2023 through the roof. And the fact that he only had 600 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns in an offense that did throw a lot more than it did, you know, it threw a lot more at the end of the season. And if you look at Deebo, he had, when did Brock Purdy start? It was 8 games, right? So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was like week 11 or something, right? When was it that Brock Purdy came in? Anybody have that? Let's see. Let me go to the depth chart for Brock Purdy. Hold on. You still there, Ron?
Yeah.
All right. Brock Purdy started in week number 11. Okay, so week 11. Here's Deebo Samuel's game log, and we'll just see how he survived with Brock Purdy. And it doesn't look impressive. It doesn't make you think, oh my God, this is when Brock Purdy's in there, Deebo's back to normal. You know, with the way things were going, maybe it'll revert back to the old Deebo. Here's his game log. Week 11, 7 receptions, 57 yards, no touchdowns. Week 12, 3 receptions, 43 yards, no touchdowns. 6 receptions, 58 yards, no touchdowns. It just goes straight down. He had one good game with Brock Purdy under center from a receiving perspective. One good game, 133 yards and a touchdown. Everything else was subpar. And granted, again, you could look at his rushing and say, okay, well, what do you do rushing the football in that time frame? So let's snapshot that and be fair. It doesn't look good at all. Here's Deebo Samuel's week number. Let's see, what is this? This is week number 10 on. So the week prior to Brock Purdy getting into the lineup, here's his rushing. 27 yards right here. 27 yards in this column right here. 37 yards, 21 yards, 32 yards, 11 yards, -9. He did have 2 touchdowns, but that's it. Brock Purdy in the lineup doesn't make Deebo the old Deebo. If anything, it just takes away from that desire to need to lean on Deebo, and now Deebo just becomes another name in a cycle of players that can't be fully utilized because there's no quarterback in there that's just completely delivering. This is if let's say Purdy comes back and is able to stay healthy, The Niners could win behind him, but fantasy-wise, I don't know. We're talking fantasy-wise. We're not talking about wins and losses if Purdy's in there doing stuff. We're talking about fantasy-wise. This guy is a big threat if you're expecting the old Deebo numbers when he's running the ball the way he was running. That's my take anyway on it. Anything else you want to add on that topic, Ron, before I swing back over to Frankie to ask Frankie another question?
Not on that topic, but I do have something I want to talk about. So when you're done, come back to me because I got a totally different. When I called in, I had a question for you.
Okay, Frankie, thoughts on Mixon? Mixon was in the panic chamber. Mixon's a total avoid for me. Mixon might get released. What are you thinking on Mixon, Frankie?
If he stays with the Bengals, I like him in the late mid rounds.
Okay.
He stays with Cincy, though. I don't see him going somewhere and dominating.
Yeah, he's probably I'd say 50-50 going to get cut. Are you in a restaurant, Frankie?
I'm in the gym, actually.
You're in the gym, pounding the iron, bro. I love it. Okay. Hang tight real quick for me again, Frankie, if you don't mind muting, so we can get to Ron's question. Frankie, if you have anything you want to add, just unmute and interrupt. Because you got so much testosterone in the background, we'll need you to stay muted until you want to ask a question. But please feel free to interrupt at any time. Ron Navy, hang on, let me just get this caller on hold here. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Caller from the 435. Do you mind holding 1 second?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, Ron's going to ask a question, then I'm going to swing it over to you. Ron, go ahead.
Okay. Well, did you see Abani Kanda's pro day today?
No.
Oh, dude, he killed it. He ran, they're saying he ran 4.3, 40. Everything was just he's like moving up the draft boards quickly. And anybody, we all know big board's probably going to be filled tonight. But if you have any last chances, his ADP's at 220 right now. Grab him while you can because he's getting a lot of attention. Your Arizona Cardinals are talking to him. The Rams are talking to him. He's getting a lot of teams are looking at him right now because of his performance.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys climbing up boards and falling down boards. Levis is dropping quite a bit, which is why I think Lamar Jackson is becoming a real reality for the Colts, because Levis was thought to maybe be that number 4 overall pick, but now the Colts I don't think can take him there. Maybe they still do, but Levis has been dropping a little bit. We'll know on draft day if Lamar is going to become an offer sheet candidate for them post NFL 2023 draft, but we'll see. Yeah, a lot of guys are climbing and falling. Bijan's falling a little bit, not because his combine was bad, but people are just speculating that he's going to fall. But not far, but just maybe not top 10 like we were hoping, which top 10 puts him in such a good position. Like I really, really was hoping he'd be a Bear at this number 9 overall pick, a Chicago Bear, or a Philadelphia Eagle. So this would have been these two spots were the best spots for him. Atlanta is still interesting at 8, but I don't think they do it. And we kind of want Algier to get a shot. But if he went to Atlanta, I'd be okay with that. But I think I don't know. This is a more dangerous territory than we initially thought. The 13 through 20. He's not going to 20 at Seattle at 20, but I'm saying this territory is a little dangerous here. I mean, if Bijan falls to the Lions at 18, I don't know. I don't know what they do. And it's going to be a very crowded room.
Yeah.
I mean, they consider it. I think if I'm a GM, I don't care who I got on my team. If he's sitting there at 18, but man, that's going to be crazy. I don't know if they would trade Swift at that point or try and do something to kind of thin out the room a little bit, but I don't know where he's going to go. Washington would be crowded. I don't like that. I know, Ron, I forget if you liked it or not, but Washington is not a favorite spot for me because until they get a quarterback, until they get a good, competent quarterback, maybe Howell turns into that, but I don't want to risk that with Bijan's landing spot. New England, we don't want Ramondre to go away, so we don't want that, and I don't know how that even work. Houston, I'd hate for Pierce to lose his job. So it's like, what happens there? Chargers at 21, Ravens at 22, and then the Dallas Cowboys, I hope not, at 26. It's crazy, man. If he falls into the bottom of round 2, I'm just going to shake my head. This is a generational talent. This is a guy that should not go past 9 or 10. He should not go past 9 or 10, but he might. He might.
Benny Kanda, he measured in at 5'11", 216 pounds, and he jumped 41 inches in vert and 10 feet 8 inches in the broad, and he ran a mid 4.3 40. That was his pro day. And I guess all the teams out west, the Rams, the 49ers, and your Cardinals, all are interested in him.
Yeah.
That's what the report was.
That's good stuff. A lot of potential sleepers.
Somebody that's down there hasn't gotten much, he hasn't gotten much hype at all, but he's starting to get the hype now.
Anybody else want to dial in? The phone lines are open. Frankie, you got anything else you want to add while you're pumping iron? Oh, hold on. Frankie, hang on a second, Frankie. The caller from the 435. I'm sorry I left you there. Who am I talking to? You're live.
Hey, this is Sonny.
Sonny, what's up, Sonny?
Hey, I just wanted to chime in. I'm sorry, I'm on a break at work, so I don't have a whole lot of time.
I'm sorry, Sonny. You should tell me that.
No, you're good. I listen to your show every day, and you're talking about Lamar going to the Colts, and I'm a lifetime Colts fan, so I just wanted to add something to a perspective maybe that you haven't brought up, and that is, you're always pushing off the Colts waiting until after the draft to trade for Lamar or try to sign Lamar. But, if you know anything about Jim Irsay, it's that he's going to draft Will Levis. Like, it's just said and done. Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, that's his prototype, White, big build, quarterback. I think he's going Levis, but if you're Chris Ballard, the GM of the Colts, you're gonna want to get Lamar. It's Shane Steichen's specialty. That you saw it with Jalen Hurts last year. And if you go for Lamar, you're trying to, offer him a contract that not only he'll accept, but that Baltimore won't, just match. If you're trying to get him, and if you dangle that number 4 pick in front of them, it becomes a whole lot more appetizing. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, though, you can't trade for Lamar right now because he hasn't signed his franchise tag. So, like the all the talk about Lamar getting traded, is Lamar going to get traded? He can't get traded yet. But I hear what you're saying. I have heard that Levis is an option for you guys, clearly, but I don't know that we can really say for sure one way or the other what they're going to do. But hopefully the Colts are looking into Lamar, because I think you guys.
Yeah, but another thing is, if you wait until after the draft, you're looking at Joe Burrow getting extended. You're looking at Jalen Hurts possibly getting extended,
yep.
And the quarterback market is becoming a whole lot more expensive. So
yeah,
it might be in the Colts' interest also to try to negotiate with Lamar, get him to something that franchise tender, and then you can deal with him.
Yeah, I mean, if you could give up the number 4 overall pick, I think the Ravens would consider that pick, that specific pick, because then they could draft Levis or they could do whatever they want. So it's certainly a possibility, but I think at this point Lamar's not thinking clearly. He doesn't have the advice of a professional. He's making horrible decisions. And I think he's going to say, I want to explore. I don't want to tie myself to the Ravens by signing this tender and taking away my leverage. Right now, he wants to just wait for the offer sheets. So I highly doubt Lamar Jackson signs his franchise tag before the NFL draft. I highly doubt it. Even
if he knows he's going to get traded?
Does he trust that that's going to happen? Is it for sure it's going to happen? I mean, it depends. It depends. If he feels ultra confident that a deal's like done as soon as he signs it, and they can like map it out like that, sure. But I don't know. I don't see him doing that. I think he's going on he has no one advising him. He has no one advising him, and it's really, really sad to watch, because He's not taking control of his own destiny. I know everyone says he's in control of his own destiny, and it could work out. But you need to have an agent to navigate this kind of treacherous water. This is not a small contract. This is like, if you're a defensive back getting paid $7 million, I get it. Like, you can easily walk through that yourself. This is a franchise tag, and the non-exclusive, which we haven't seen in forever. We haven't seen that forever. It's such uncharted territory right now. This is a very complex situation, and there's a reason why teams are not even talking to Lamar. They don't want to deal with this. It sucks, though, because I feel like there are teams that should overlook that because they need a quarterback so bad. But he's got the injury concern. He's got no agent. He's demanding all this kind of guaranteed money. He's his own defender in the media. He has nobody out there. He doesn't have an agent. He doesn't have anybody that can leak in information. It's so valuable to have an agent that will leak something to Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport or to a team or do something. It's a mess, and I just don't see him taking the normal path. So franchise tag, sign it, get traded. Maybe that happens, but I think nothing happens before the NFL draft unless the Colts or a team like the New England Patriots say, you know what, screw it. And I don't know if you can trade down and then do it. Like, if you're the Colts, can't you just trade the number 4 down to the number 24 overall and then just give up the 24 overall and then the 2024 first rounder and get whatever you gain back in capital? I don't know. Like, there's other ways.
And if you're Chris Ballard is notorious for that. He loves his middle round pick. He traded up in the last 3 drafts and 5th round picks, 6th round picks. He'll trade into the 3rd round, no problem. If someone offered him, let's say the Falcons at 9, maybe, or where are the Falcons, 13? Maybe they offer 1 and a 3 to move up to 4.
Yeah.
And then he trades the 13 and next year's.
We'll see, bro.
Lamar.
I mean, we could speculate all day long. The bottom line is there's only a few teams left for Lamar right now, as it stands now, and we got to wait till the draft to see more options open up. But it's borderline incompetence for some of these teams. Like the Falcons, not to see the value. The Falcons to literally be dying to get Deshaun Watson. Like, they were desperate for Deshaun Watson. And for Arthur Blank to say that it's a different situation, yeah, it is. It is, because Lamar's better than Deshaun Watson. Lamar doesn't come with the baggage that was in view when Watson was getting traded. That was all there. That baggage didn't come after the fact. It was all there. You believed that it was a different situation, Arthur Blank, because it was. And it's head-scratching that he doesn't feel Lamar's a better option than he has now. It's crazy. It's crazy because Kyle Pitts, London to the moon. Frustrating, bro. Let's go to let's see here. Do we still have Sonny? Sonny, was that you talking? That was you talking, right? Yeah. I think Frankie cut off. Frankie, I appreciate you, man. Ron, what else you got?
Not much. I'm just knocking out best balls until it all fills. So that's all I'm doing. I hit 100, so I'll be over 100 total.
Congrats. That's good. Let me just refresh some news, see if there's anything else going on in the news world. Marvin Jones, Lions signed Marvin Jones, formerly of the Jaguars, to a 1-year, $3 million deal. He's back with the Lions again. That's funny. Marvin Jones is a Lion. Okay. Lamar Jackson, no news other than what I reported earlier that the Athletics' Jeff Howe is reporting that the Patriots will not trade for Lamar Jackson. Again, something I don't think you can say. Mm-hmm. Like, first of all, Kraft already said that it's up to Bill, and Bill's going to tell nobody. So why the Athletic even is reporting on that, I don't know. If somebody was asked, it was probably some personnel. Patriots, Robert Kraft said that Jackson, who requested a trade from the Ravens, was interested in joining the team, but Howe said a league source. So it's just a source. We don't even know who it is. A league source knocked down any Lamar to New England talk on Tuesday. House suggested the Patriots could test Jackson's true desire to link up, attempt to convince him to accept the tag, which is what I was talking about earlier, and potentially, make some sort of more affordable trade package, which no one's going to convince him to do that unless the offer's on the table. But to say that the Patriots aren't going to trade for Lamar Jackson, I think that's crazy. You don't know what. Bill's not going to tell a single soul, not to mention trade for Lamar Jackson. That doesn't rule out signing him to an offer sheet. So the Patriots aren't out yet. Nobody rule the Patriots out yet. George from the Bay. What's up, George from the Bay?
Smitty, what up?
What's up, bro?
Man, I want to talk about this Bijan Robinson possible landing spot. Look, if I'm the Cardinals at 3, I'm taking them. I don't care about Will Anderson. This is a generational running back, Saquon Barkley 2.0.
I agree.
And Arizona's got, all these dud running backs. You got James Conner who can't stay healthy. Like, why wouldn't they take him at 3? They'd be stupid,
I ask that same question every single day. Every single day, bro.
And so I'm looking here at like the next possible spot, right? You got the Bears. The Bears just got Deontay Foreman or whatever. They got Khalil Herbert. So they're not going to take him, And then you look at Philly. Philly just got Rashad Penny. And I think that's going to be their like little stopgap for 1 year until they figure out what they're going to do at running back. And then I can see them literally falling all the way down to 21 to the Chargers.
Yeah. We've mapped this out 100,000 times. Chargers and the Ravens are like the safety net end of the line. Like this is the safety trap net that's going to catch him. Like 22, no way he falls past 22. I don't think. Chargers highly doubt he falls past 22.
Unless one of these teams trades up to get him, because like I'm saying, like we haven't seen a running back that's this elusive, that is this good since Barkley coming out, and he's better than Barkley.
Yeah.
So this is somebody that you got to go get, like when you need a running back. And like if the Cardinals pass on him, and I'm a 49er fan, so like I want the Cardinals to pass on him, but if they pass on him, they are just so stupid. That's my opinion.
Well, no, I've been saying this for months, bro. He's the number 1 overall player in the draft, in my opinion. He's the number 1. He has a number 1 overall draft grade to me, and this isn't coming from some kind of he's always an offensive guy like mindset. Like I had Sauce Gardner as my number 1 overall ranked player during his draft class last year. I had Sauce Gardner number 1, so I'm not. I think outside the box in terms of that kind of stuff. I'm not just all offense, but Bijan, that's why he's essentially the first Mars man. He's one of the first Moon man. We've been talking about it, and I don't know if you've seen, George, my video where I talk about Bijan being the number 1 overall running back in 2023 as a rookie. I think Bijan ends up being. Now it depends where he goes, but that's part of this prediction game we play called fantasy football. But I believe he can be the number 1 overall running back as a rookie. He could be the number 1 overall running back, and for some reason that makes a lot of people balk, and they roll their eyes and they say, as a rookie, you don't even know where he's gonna. Look at what Breece Hall just did. Like I know he got injured very quickly, and we didn't really get to see enough of Breece Hall, but he was on his way. And I think everybody that has eyeballs knows he was on his way to being at least a number 2 or number 1 overall running back in fantasy, not just from the moment in time where he was firing off in those 4 games, but the rest of his season would have easily put him in the top 2 or 3 overall on the year scoring, and he wasn't even used until a little bit into the season. So, Breece Hall would have 100% at the end of the day been a top 2, top 3 overall scoring running back with a very slow start. So if anybody thinks Bijan can't do it, what are you watching? I get it if you don't want to predict it, that's fine. But to say it's crazy, to say it can't happen, to say a rookie can't be the number 1 running back, it's madness. It happens every time. Are we really going to play the song and dance every offseason because Clyde busted? No, Clyde busted, now everybody's scared of rookie running backs. Walker, he was going in round 8, 9, 10. It was so funny. It was hilarious. I had a great time. We all had a great time scooping him up left and right, Walker, all day long. Everybody just scared, petrified Peters out there. continue to be petrified Peter on Bijan if anybody wants. I will say that in general, he's going really high, though. In general, most people love him because he's going at like 9, 10, 11, 12 overall. But still, a lot of pushback I get when I say he could be the number 1 overall running back.
Well, he's by far the best overall talent as a rookie.
Yeah.
If Tennessee trades Henry, Tennessee could draft Bijan, or Philly could draft him at 10. I wouldn't be surprised if Philly drafted him at 10.
I mean, we're hoping for it. 9 or 10 is where we've been dreaming he goes. 9 or 10. Will he go? I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could say. I did say in the very beginning of the offseason, I'll admit, using logic, I said, he's going in the top 10. He's going in the top 10. He's generational. He's going in the top 10. I beat that drum until the drum blew up. But that was logic. Logic is not always at play, gentlemen. And these teams are scared historically to draft RBs in the first round now. It's just the way it is. But he is different. He should go earlier. He probably will go earlier. I think Jahmyr Gibbs will follow suit of where running backs traditionally go now. End of the first round, top of round 2. Javonte went at the top of round 2. Very much could see that happen. But Bijan should go earlier. He should be the outlier. But we'll have to wait and see. What else you got? Bruce, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show, Brucey.
Hey, Smitty.
What's
up,
up,
I want
pal?
to go back to our 4 horsemen last night.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I got to make that. Appreciate you, Brucey.
What do you think if, I don't know where his ADP is, but instead of getting Jamar Chase in the first, what about trying to get T. Higgins in the second or third or wherever his ADP is?
I mean, I don't mind it, but what we're talking about, if anybody doesn't know, that let's say in this, I'm going to make a video on this, which is why I haven't talked much about it yet. But let's say you're drafting from the number 1 draft slot, okay, the 1.1. So in the 1.1, you take Jamar Chase at the 2 point. This is the 2.12 and the 3.1. You're gonna take in this draft slot. You're gonna take who the 4 horsemen we were saying in the 12 pick. We're going Walker and Hall. So we're gonna go Walker and Breece Hall, and then Burrow in this pick right here.
Right.
This is what we're calling the 4 horsemen. The 4H, baby. The 4H. The 4 horsemen, because this right here, and we're going to have a graphic for this. This wins leagues. And Burrow's falling to this end of the 4th round. It's 4.12. Burrow's falling to it. I'd say like maybe 7 times out of 10. 7 times out of 10, you can get Jamar Chase, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, and Joe Burrow from the 1.1 draft slot. The 4 horsemen.
What happens if Burrow gets taken right before we pick there?
Fields will probably be gone, and that's why Burrow is falling. Fields is nudging him out of that 4th quarterback spot, which is fantastic. I love Fields too. But if let's say you slip up here. What?
That actually happened to you. You had it down.
Yes.
You had Chase.
I had
the first. Burrow got sniped.
Yeah, Burrow got sniped. This is the most likely to snipe you right here. This Burrow pick. But if this happens, then I would say like Christian Watson, not Deshaun Watson. Christian Watson. Christian Watson is a great replacement there. London is a little early, but like you have back-to-back picks here, right? So Watson and London. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing we're talking about. So this right here, they're not back-to-backs. I'm sorry, they're not back-to-backs. Your back-to-backs are right here. So Watson, and then with this pick, I mean, you still may get. You probably don't get London in this pick, but yeah, Christian Watson. Another player you could take there would be Jahmyr Gibbs if he fell. I don't think he'd fall. But the 4 horsemen is just my favorite approach, man. Right now, I absolutely love it.
So if we miss Burrow at the 412, you don't think maybe going for Herbert?
I don't like that there. I like Herbert, but I don't like him enough to make him part of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, 'cause I did a mock yesterday, and I took JJ Watt, but when it came back to me, Higgins was there, so I took Higgins instead of Chase at 1.1. I took Justin Jefferson. Then I took Higgins, which I don't know how he fell that far.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
And
I'm not as big of a believer in Higgins as everybody else. Like, I like him. Of course I like him, but Higgins is, he's injury prone. I like him a lot. Brucey. I just don't know about second round. He's just going too high for me. But this right here, I'm going to Smitty approve it. I don't care if it's a little early or what. It's this spot, to answer your question, George. Burrow, Christian Watson, Drake London in that order.
Okay.
I would take London at 4.12. I don't care. I mean, he's a moon man for a reason.
I think Watson has the bigger upside because I actually think that Jordan Love's going to have a big year this year with Watson.
I think he's going to too. I think he's going to do fairly well. But any of these three, the Walker Hall Chase, it's I after we talked about it, I did a draft and I immediately got Chase Walker Hall from the 1 pick. As soon as I got the 1 pick, I said, "Oh yeah, I get to try out the Four Horsemen," and then Burrow got sniped. But Burrow is falling. I would say like 7 times out of 10 right now. Could someone drop a link for the YouTube membership? I certainly can. Here it is right here. YouTube membership, exclusive membership. Anybody wants to become a YouTube exclusive member, you get the green name, all the extra emojis for $1.99 a month. A measly little $1.99 a month. Let me pin that link right now so you guys can get that. We have the $9.99 Zoom calls package as well. So definitely consider that. But if you can't do that and you want to do the $1.99, guys, it's a great way to support the channel, keep the lights on, and it's everybody loves being a part of that. Getting those emojis, being able to drop them. Let's see.
I just got the 1 slot. I'm going to try the Four Horsemen. I'm going to take Chase with my number 1 pick.
Okay, do it. Let's keep. You know what? I'm jumping into. You guys, let's jump in. You never know when these drafts are going to be over soon, and they'll start another tournament.
A little over 1,000 left. That's it.
Let's do it. Let's do it live. Hold on.
Well, you don't have to worry about me. I won't be in yours because I'm in this one. Just started. But it's going to be full by tonight. Sometime tonight it'll be full.
Here we go. Here we go.
Chase was the number 1 pick. Normally I take JJ. But we're trying it.
Yeah, Four Horsemen. We're going to try Four Horsemen.
Absolutely. Four Horsemen,
Brucey. Okay, so let me drop this in. The only problem is I don't want to do a draft with you guys because you're going to snipe me from getting the Four Horsemen. So we're going to try and do this. We're going to try and do this without you guys doing that. Okay, so hold on.
I'm not in there with you.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to defeat the whole purpose of doing this right now. So thank you, Ian. I appreciate you. So we'll go into a draft here, and we'll try it. We'll try it out. Hang on a second. Let me figure out what I'm going to do here. Let me share the screen. Let me go over to.
Hey, I'm going to watch on the TV. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, hey, appreciate you, man. Later.
All right.
Hopefully no one's in this draft that's from this live stream. I don't want anybody to snipe it. I'm going to look, and hopefully I don't see any familiar names. Cash is in here. Cash, don't snipe it, bro. Leave it to Cash to jump right in there. All right. Don't snipe the 4 horsemen, Cash. We're trying to deploy it. Okay. Promo code is Smitty. Gets you up to $100 bonus match, dollar for dollar on your first deposit. If you deposit $10, they'll give you $10. You deposit $100, they'll give you $100. If you use promo code Smitty or the link that's pinned in the live chat or the link that's in the description of every video. Let's go ahead and I gotta try and get rid of all this that's on screen here. 1 second.
Wow, Bijan made it second round.
Okay, I got the 1.2. How ironic, bro. How ironic, and JJ went 1. So we're gonna go Jamar Chase. So see if we can get the 4 horsemen from this spot. That gives me a little closer Burrow pick though.
Yeah.
Cash, don't ruin this, bro.
Wow, Bijan went at the 2-3, and Garrett Wilson hasn't gone yet in this draft.
Wow. That's insane.
Bijan didn't. Yeah, it's weird that Bijan doesn't go.
Well, and then Garrett Wilson's going top 6, so I'm surprised he didn't go. It's going to get 5 picks to my pick. Hope these guys go quarterback, not running back. Or it's going to squash.
Who is Cash in the YouTube chat?
Oh God, I forget.
Is that Garrett? Garrett, are you Cash? Don't snipe it, Garrett. Let's see if we can get it done. Okay, so it went JJ, Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Diggs, Adams.
Somebody took Hall. I can't do it. I'm done.
Who took what?
Somebody took Hall, and there goes Walker, 2 picks before mine, so I can't do it. Damn it. There goes Olave. Son of a bitch.
All right, let's see here. Good board. I was going to do another one. I'm going to go ahead and get out of this one.
But I was able to do the Chase, Higgins, and Burrow.
All right, so when Bijan fell to 15. Bijan's been falling to like 12 to 15 now, which is beautiful. Make sure you guys take advantage of it if you can. Austin Eckler, Josh Allen. We're getting close. Let's look at the players available. So it's Mahomes, Hurts, Devontae Smith, Walker. Walker's really close. Hall will be there, but I may lose out on Walker. We'll have to see. Walker's the 4th player. Mahomes. We're getting close, bro. We're getting close.
That's what happened to me.
Jalen Hurts. Oh, I'm 2 picks away. Devontae Walker. Oh, it's gonna be close. I find Higgins does go a lot of the time. I could always go Chase, Higgins, Burrow if I want to change directions. Kenneth Walker.
That's what I just did.
Kenneth Walker. Son of a B.
Almost like we're in the same draft.
It's not always gonna happen.
Oh, did I tell you in the draft before this, I did the Hurts Fields combo, quarterback combo.
Yeah. All right, so I guess the question here is, does Olave fall Or does Brees Hall fall? Part of me wants to go Olave and hope that Brees Hall falls to me. I'm going to try it because the Four Horsemen's already knocked off the...
Yep.
Let's just see. I'm going to go Olave here and see if this triggers him to go wide receiver. So he went T. Higgins. He went DK. Good. Okay. So that's a pretty good supplement. So now I got Brees Hall. This is a good alternative to the Four Horsemen. Jamar Chase, Chris Olave, Brees Hall, and then hopefully we get Burrow. I don't know that we will. We'll have to see. But that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Jamar Chase, Chris Olave, Brees Hall. Very good alternative plan.
I could have got Metcalf, but I took Burrow because I didn't want to get sniped, so I took him a little early.
Yeah. Swaggy says not drafting Joey Burrow in the 3rd round. You don't need to. He's fallen into the 4th round, bro. That's the whole point of what we're talking about. Olave to the moon, absolutely. DK says Grace. I like DK a little bit this year. Olave less likely to fall. Agreed. That's why I went with what I went with, and I got Brees Hall. And the guy in the 1 spot went wide receiver. So it was a smart play. It was a smart play. Fields already went, which makes it real improbable that Joe Burrow's going to go all the way down the 3rd round and all the way back in the 4th round because he is literally the top quarterback on the board. However, he's, I don't know, like number 8 or 9 overall probably. Probably not going to happen. Probably not going to get Joey B, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Deebo Samuel. Who else is on the line? The Bruce. Bruce, what do you got, pal?
What are we thinking of? What's his name? I'm shooting a blank. What do we think of Ritter? Because they came out and said he's the starter.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's a starter, but I'm not like super excited about Ritter. I'm definitely more excited than I was about Mariota, and Kyle Pitts and London are going to be fine. But Lamar and Ritter, the difference between the two is drastic. So, I feel like we're much more likely to see Kyle Pitts be a top 3 or 2 tight end if Lamar's there than if Ritter's there. But could Kyle Pitts still be number 5? Sure. Could London still be a top 12 wide receiver with Ritter? Absolutely. Would he be a guaranteed lock? If Lamar was there, I kind of think so.
What do we think of Hooker from what's he from Tennessee?
Yeah, Hendon Hooker. I mean, coming back from a torn ACL, we'll have to see. I like him. He's got good upside, but
yeah, because they said he's climbing up boards now as another quarterback.
Yeah, and I agree with Space Ricky here. That if Burrow signs, he's in the news. Everybody's talking about him. Whenever a player is in the news, the ADP rises because they're on people's minds, and it's something to do with like you get a big fat contract, and somebody says in their brain, "This guy must be good." He's getting a monster deal. He must be good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Christian Watson just went. That sucks. He doesn't always fall. At least London will be there. Let's see here. So this guy's got Fields. He's probably not going to go Burrow. You never know. I sometimes do that, and so we're down to this guy at the 3 spot. He's got 1 wide receiver. I don't think he's going Burrow. I think he's probably going to go with a wide receiver. He'd be smart to go wide receiver. London. This guy Roto must be in the stream. Burrow, son of a.
They're ruining our 4 horsemen, Smitty. They just want to ruin our.
I'm gonna time out. I'm gonna time out. I had to just grab Jahmyr Gibbs because I was gonna time out because I'm so distraught right now. Who am I going? Should I go Lamar here? I don't know. I could go Herbert. I could go Lamar. I could go Aaron Jones. I could go. Son of a B, man.
Did you go T-Law?
I'm going to put this one on Lamar. We'll do it for Lamar. All right. Man, that... Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
Take Kamara.
But
can take Lamar.
But the important thing to note here is that anything great like this is not going to fall into your lap like every time. But you could see it's very close to happening. From the 2 pick, very, very feasible. Walker went at 21. I drafted at 23. Burrow went the pick before. So as you can tell, it's going to be hard to do it. But that's still a really good team. I still like my squad a lot. Lamar, Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, Chase Olave, but that's so close to the 4 horsemen. So close to the 4 horsemen. And it's probably somebody in here too. Like this Christian guy's probably watching and he's just sniping away. But I should have started the draft without telling anybody and then plugged it in instead of saying let's do it. I'm like, let's do it. And I want to say that Garrett, who's cash, didn't snipe me. So good job, Garrett.
Hey, Smitty, I was just called to supper, so I'm going to get out of here. So,
all right.
I'll catch you later. The game tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the game. I got to get off in a second anyway. Appreciate you, Ron. Later. Bruce, you got anything? Right. Any final words, Bruce? I gotta get going. All right, appreciate you, Bruce.
Yeah.
Later. Let's see here. Who else is on the phone? Frankie.
What's up, Smitty?
Any final thoughts, bro? Before I jump, I got to go to the Suns game.
No. Thanks for everything. I love the show. And are you coming back on tonight or no?
If there's breaking news, if not, no.
All right. And unless I'll see you tomorrow, then I guess.
Yeah. See you tomorrow, Frankie. Unless there's breaking news.
All right. Every day, man. I love it.
I appreciate you. Later, pal.
All right. Bye.
All right. Going to the Suns game. Suns Timberwolves, baby. It's a good game too. It'll be a real good game. God, I can't believe I got sniped. Almost had. Oh, ow, my finger. Sometimes I forget that I broke my finger or fractured something in it. And it's bent. And I just went like this with my hands. Oh, God. I'm almost up. Let's queue up some people. Kyle Pitts, I knew he was going to go. I'm just getting sniped left and right. Gotta be kidding me. Who do I go here, guys? Do I go Jordan Addison? Do I go... I wish Aaron Jones had fallen. I'll probably go Jordan Addison. I'm running out of time. Let's go with, do we go Darren Waller or Pacheco? Darren Waller, Pacheco. Other tight ends options, Goddard. Goddard's a good one. Darren Waller, Goddard, Pacheco, Quentin Johnson, go wide receiver again. Zay Flowers. What do we do? Let's go. I'll go Waller here. I don't have a lot of Waller shares. So Lamar Jackson, Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase, Olave, Jordan Addison, Darren Waller. Not bad. All right, boys and girls, I'm out of here going to the Suns game. Appreciate you all. I will see you on the flip side. I won't be back unless there's breaking news, but you know me. I live on the news cycle. That's how I roll. I will see you all later tonight if there's breaking news. If not, see you tomorrow. Appreciate you.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space. He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Men. Loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
The more I look at this, the more I want to add Drake London as number 9. All I'm doing is replicating the Moon Men, though. At some point, I got to cut it off because I'm just like, basically, we have 8 seats here.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
There are like 14 guys here. I can't keep loading up the Mars Men.
Space Monsters.
I want to put London so badly on the Mars Men.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Men.
Goodness gracious.